There are lots of great indicators and a lot of indicators that are not helpful. The kinds of indicators you need are to give you specific pieces of information. One indicator will give you one good piece of information and it needs to be used in that way. So if you have something that tells you one thing and you're using it in the wrong way, it's not at all helpful. We're going to talk about just one or two indicators here and how to use them. And there are more things that you could do with other indicators. But the most important thing is that an indicator gives us another perspective, and that's what the benefit of an indicator is. Well, that's the overview about indicators and why they're important. Let's go look at those charts that we saw recently in the trend lecture, Follow the Trend. And I showed you some indicators that were there. We're going to go look at them again in some detail. Indicators help us figure out the entry and exits for trades. There are only two things we do. We want to get into a position where we're going to have a great chance to make some money, or we want to get out because the money's been made, or in some cases, which should be the rarer cases, that we're losing money and we want to get out and make that a small loss. So let's talk about the entry indicators. We're looking for the big profit maker, and that's the trend. And the indicator that we're showing here is called the K-band. You can see how the K-band has the tint around the candles. That's giving us a great clue that this is trending or wanting to move. And we use that in conjunction with another feature called a breakout. If there's a previous cycle where it's up, down, not making any money, when it breaks out, then we know we've got a great chance, especially when these two things are combined. That's a great opportunity to make money in a trend. And it actually happens twice more on the same chart, but they were shorter runs, but the rule still worked. So that leads us to when should we get out? Thought I'd give you a chance to see if you could spot the exit signals. There's actually a couple of easy ones. One is you could just wait till the K-band goes to white when there is no tint, when there's no trend. That's presuming you're already in a trade. But also on this chart I included another indicator, which is the trend line. You can see that at the end of the chart, that there's this line, and when the price crosses below the trend line, then the move is probably over and it's a good time to leave. And you shouldn't be in the trade this long, but you'll notice that the K-band has gone red, which is telling you that you really are on the wrong side of the trade. So if you didn't want to leave, you were thinking it's going to come around, if you're getting an indicator that says you should be going the other way, that's really a good time to leave, but you should really leave a lot sooner than that so that you can keep all the profit you can. It's good for your account. You do want the money, right? Yeah, so leave when it's time to leave. Let's go look at another indicator that is also very good, and it's not a question of which is better, it's a question of which one you like better. It's about your being able to work with it. It's not about the indicator. This one is called the MA Genius, the Moving Average Genius. It's different than the classic moving average. It's better, so the price moves along. And it also auto-adjusts for the time scale that you're using. Now, you're probably not going to adjust your time scale, but this one's very smart and it does that. And you'll notice that there's a dashed line instead of a solid line. When the line is dashed, that means it's probably not trending and you probably should look at getting out of the trade. When it's solid, you'd want to get into the trade. The other time that you would exit is when the price moves to the wrong side of the MAG, the Moving Average Genius. That's the blue line. So there's your exit also, is when the price crosses and stays below. That's also a time to leave. So you've got two great indicators that you can use to get in and out. And those are the only two things you need to do as a trader, is to get in and get out and protect your money by getting out. Keep that profit.